Pi is an essential mathematical constant that is both unique and intriguing. It is an irrational number, meaning that it cannot be expressed as a simple fraction, and it is also transcendental, indicating that it is not the root of any non-zero polynomial equation with rational coefficients. These properties make pi an infinitely non-repeating decimal. The constant, pi, is primarily associated with circles, as it represents the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. In other words, for any given circle, the distance around the circle, which is circumference, divided by the distance across the circle, which is diameter, will always equal pi, approximately 3.14159. Several ancient civilizations had their own approximations of pi. The Babylonians used a value of 3.125, and the Egyptians used the fraction 22/7, which is approximately 3.14286. One interesting example comes from the Rhind mathematical papyrus, an ancient Egyptian document dating back to around 1650 BCE. It contains a problem that implies a value of pi close to 3.16. Archimedes of Syracuse, a Greek mathematician and inventor who lived around 287 to 212 BCE, was one of the first to provide a rigorous calculation for pi. Archimedes used a geometric approach by inscribing and circumscribing polygons around a circle. By increasing the number of sides of these polygons, he was able to approximate the value of pi more accurately. He determined that pi was somewhere between 3 and 1/7 and 3 and 10/71, which was a remarkable achievement for his time. In the 19th century, British mathematician William Shanks spent 15 years of his life calculating the value of pi by hand using a formula developed by John Machin. Shanks calculated pi to 707 decimal places, but unfortunately, he made an error at the 528th decimal place, rendering all subsequent digits incorrect. This error was only discovered in 1944 when a mechanical calculator was used to recompute pi. Pi is not limited to geometry, though. It appears in many areas of mathematics and science, such as trigonometry, calculus, probability, and even in equations describing the behavior of physical systems, like in Einstein's field equations of general relativity. In the 18th century, French mathematician Georges-Louis Leclerc, Comte de Buffon, introduced a probability problem that later became known as Buffon's needle problem. The problem involves randomly dropping a needle of a certain length onto a floor with equally spaced parallel lines. The probability of the needle crossing a line can be used to approximate the value of pi. This was one of the earliest connections between pi and probability theory. In popular culture, pi is often celebrated on PiDay, which takes place on March 14th each year, in reference to the first 3 digits of the constant. It's a day when math enthusiasts come together to share their fascination with the number, participate in pi-related activities, and even indulge in some delicious pie as a nod to the iconic mathematical constant. Memorizing pi has become a popular challenge for math enthusiasts. The current Guinness World Record for the most decimal places of pi memorized belongs to Rajveer Meena from India, who recited 70,000 decimal places in 2015. People who memorize pi often use mnemonic techniques to help them remember the long string of digits.